In this chapter we will cover the campaigns feature of the engagement server. We will explain what campaigns are, and how you can create campaigns using the segments that were created earlier. It is assumed that you already have access to the trial account of the Mobile Foundry, which has the engagement provision. It is also highly recommended that you finish all the chapters of the beginner's track and also the previous chapters of this track before you continue with this chapter. A campaign in an engagement server is a scheduled notification mechanism that sends out notifications to users in a segment. Campaigns have a start and end times associated with them. A campaign uses a segment, and as you may recall from the earlier chapter, a segment is a subset of users that are contained in the engagement server. Segments can be created based on the user attributes or based on the location of the user. Location-based segments use geolocations and beacons. Once the campaigns are created and saved, they run at scheduled start times and send various notifications using the push, email, SMS, and pass mechanisms. You can also define a channel priority for the messages that are sent from the campaigns, so that the message can be delivered for sure using the lower priority mechanism if the higher priority channel does not work. For example, you can have a campaign set up to send notifications using push and SMS notification channels. Further, you can choose the push mechanism to be of the higher priority than that of the SMS. In this situation, an attempt will be made to deliver the message using the push first, and if that fails, the message will be delivered using the SMS. Creating campaigns using engagement server. Next, let's take a look at the creation of the campaigns in the engagement server. Click on the campaigns under the engagement in your engagement console. Click on Add Campaign. The campaign that we are going to create will be called as New Jersey Resident Campaign. The campaign type is not required, so we will just ignore that for now. The campaign start date is already set, and we will go ahead and choose the campaign end date. I will also choose the campaign time zone to be the Eastern Time Zone. You can choose the time zone wherever you are at. Next, we'll go ahead and select the users. Here, since this is a campaign, we are requested to go ahead and select a segment. I will go ahead and select a segment that we created earlier called as New Jersey Resident Segment. Next, we'll go ahead and define the message that needs to be sent out when the campaign is triggered. I will choose two message channels here. I'll choose a push as well as SMS. For the push, let's go ahead and compose the message. First, for the name, I am going to call it as New Jersey Resident Campaign. Since this is a push message, you have to choose the application also. We will go ahead and choose the application that we set up earlier called as Engagement Test App. Copy from the template. We don't have to do that since we are not using template. Personalization attributes we will not use. For the message title, I will enter the same as that of the message name. Go ahead and enter the message. I'll go ahead and enter the message here. After all the data is filled, and click on Save to go ahead and save the push message that you just set up. Let's go ahead next and compose the SMS message. For the SMS message name, I'll just call this as New Jersey Resident SMS. Click on Save to go ahead and successfully save the SMS message also. Now I'll go ahead and click on the settings, and in the settings you can see that you can send the message either to all the channels, or you have different options. Now I'll go ahead and choose the option of sending the message to only one of the channels. And the first priority will be to send the message using the push message, and the second one would be to send SMS. I'll go ahead and click on Save. Once that is done, we are all set to go ahead and save this campaign. Now we will see that this campaign is successfully set up, and it's called as New Jersey Resident Campaign. And as you can see, it is running at this point. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as you have seen, we have successfully shown you how to set up and save a campaign. Now that you have understood the campaigns in the engagement server, please refer to Volt MX documentation for more information.